Who had the cows? Who? As I started thinking about these, I remembered the narratives offered by Kawu Baraje, former National Secretary, I believe, of the APC. This is reported in Business Day of the 2nd of August, 2022. Baraje was speaking at the occasion of his 70th birthday, and he said, on record, that in the lead-up to the 2015 election, they, as the APC, imported Fulanis from Sierra Leone, from Mali, from Senegal, from Niger, and from Chad. He was very specific. He did not mention any other ethnic nationality. He spoke specifically of the Fulani. He said they imported Fulanis from Sierra Leone, Mali, Senegal, Niger, and Chad. I'm not sure if we had influxes from Equatorial Guinea or if the ones in other parts were equally invited, but it was specific. And in 2015, a rabid Fulani redentist and a Muslim fanatic was elected president of Nigeria. Baraje was very, very clear in also saying that the people they invited, they also harmed. Let me repeat myself. Go to the Business Day newspaper of August 2, 2022. I am quoting Kawu Baraje. He was part of the foundation of the APC. He was the factional chairman of the breakaway PDP that was part of the foundation of the APC. There are recorded confessions on TikTok, on YouTube, almost every social media platform. You'll find Fulani people telling you. There's one particular one I watched myself where the guy was like, look, AK-47, that they don't use it to shepherd their cows, that these were given to them. He was specific in saying that. He's on record. A friend shared a story with me, and I think he also posted these on social media. Is she rather, a farmer. And she recounted how she was farming somewhere in Oyo State, somewhere around Afijio. I went to school in Fiditi, which incidentally is my mother's village, for those idiots who are saying my mother is Igbo. But this. Anyways, in Afijio, if you know Fiditi and his axis, you know that is on the road to Oyo after this, between Oyo and Ibadan. So that's deep in the heartlands of Yoruba land. And this woman says that immediately after the harvest season, the Fulanis would come. These are Fulanis who have lived in the community for decades. They will come, graze their cattle. In grazing their cattle, the droppings from the cattle would help to fertilize the field, the hooves will break the soil, and it was a mutually beneficial relationship. And these Fulanis would help, and they would give them fura and wara, and people had a mutually beneficial relationship. And when the cows grazed on people's farm, there was also a key, easy way of fixing the problems. They would pay reparations. They had peaceful coexistence. And then this woman told me that after a point, the Fulani, the leader of the local Fulani who would graze on her fields, came to her to say, look, I'm leaving. There are some new Fulanis in the environment. I cannot coexist with them. And the man left with his family, somebody who had lived in the neighborhood well in excess of 20-30 years. He left with his family. And not long after, there was this new influx of Fulani people who wouldn't even hear any language and were never ready to discuss peace. Every little infraction turned into fights, and these ones were acting more like conquerors than neighbors. She abandoned her farm. This story is over 10 years old. I used to farm, and I had farms in Ijebubo. For those of you who are familiar with Ijebubo, I had farms in Telubomi and Abude, just behind Akoje Farm Settlement. I had cocoa farms running into tens of acres. I was forced to abandon my farm over 10 years ago because of Fulani activities in the neighborhood.